Hi everyone, this is Yaro here. I have a very short video post for you today, and this is a book review. I just finished reading the book to my right here, which is called 50 Great E-Businesses and the Minds Behind Them. A really entertaining book. It's a collection of 50 short stories about e-businesses and the people that created them. It goes through each business in about 3 to 10 pages at most, and will cover things like how the person came up with the idea, how they sourced funding for the business, whether they got any venture capital or if they just borrowed money or just started it from scratch with little investment at all. And it goes through the entire story of taking that business from an idea to something successful. And the range of stories is a very, very interesting collection of unique situations that led to very successful businesses, many of which were sold for millions of dollars. One particular story, the people who created Flickr, the photo sharing website you may know of, that was purchased by Yahoo. That website was originally a game, an online game. And they came to a point where they couldn't decide whether to continue with the game, which they weren't sure if it could become profitable, or spin off a photo sharing site. They had a vote, eventually decided on the photo sharing site, and 12 months later the photo sharing site Flickr was bought for $30 million from Yahoo. So literally that was a 12-month turnaround and $30 million later. So that's, a great story of a very quick success on the internet. And there's a lot of similar stories in this book. It's quite surprising how fast some of these people made money. One of the examples I really was blown away by was hotornot.com. You probably know the site very well already. Hot or Not is a picture ranking and voting website where you can vote on people's photos, and that site had, I think it was 6 million visitors within the first week of launch. So it's pretty ridiculous how fast Hot or Not grew. And then it was interesting to see how the guys behind Hot or Not went along to monetize their website and progress. Some other great stories in here are, one section in particular I really enjoyed was about bloggers, and you'll find some stories there about some very well-known blogs like Engadget, Tree Huggers in here. There's also the people who created the Blogger service, which was eventually bought by Google, and it's the same person who's behind the Twitter service you probably know of at the moment. There's also the story behind the Gawker Media in here, as well as a few other related blogs. For you Australians watching this, you'll love this book for the Australian internet business content. You'll get stories on What If, as well as realestate.com.au, seek.com.au, and carsales.com.au. So some great stories there of Australian success. And there's also some fantastic stories of some of the largest companies you'll know of, the eBays, the PayPals, the Googles, the YouTubes, all the huge multi-billion-dollar companies that were either still successful today or purchased, for example, like Yahoo, which was purchased by Google. So you'll get a fantastic collection of stories. This is a book I highly recommend. I was never bored once reading this book because the stories are so short. So it's a nice, quick way to get an entertaining read. And you don't have to read it from start to finish all at once. You can just pick it up whenever you want and read a few of the stories and really get inspired. I think that was the most impactful thing for me, was how quickly some of these websites became profitable and how much money they could turn over once sold. Even some of the smaller sites, for example, there was an arts community website that just had a membership-based model, and they grew their site very, very slowly with much difficulty to about 4,000 members. And at the end of that story, I think their website did eventually get bought out for about $4 million. After a lot of hard work, and most of the stories in here you'll read about have people who are working extremely hard. They're doing long hours, much longer than a 9 to 5. But in the end of the day, they love what they do, and eventually they have $1 million payoff. So if you're looking for inspiration as an internet business owner, this is a book that really can show you what's possible. Of course, these are the highlights, but it does show that all it takes is enough users and enough potential and a great idea, and you could walk away with a few $1 million. So I recommend, if you have a chance to pick up this book, it might only be available online for some people. I know it's available in bookshops in Australia because it is an Australian published book. It's called The 50 Great E-Businesses and the Minds Behind Them, and I recommend you pick it up. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Yaro Starak from the entrepreneurs-journey.com blog, and I'll catch you again on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.